Orale way, what they do? This is Orion, aka Brass Balls, coming at y'all with a deep dive tape stash. I got this Delinquent Habits gem of a song called Tres Delinquentes. Now, before I get into it, please subscribe to the channel, Orion Hip Hop. The YouTube channel is where you can peep all the previous deep dive episodes, as well as a lot of dope ass music from yours truly. Now, this joint itself was their breakout single. Delinquent Habits is a trio made up of Chemo the Blaxican, Ives, and their producer DJ OG Style. Very, very dope trio, if I will say so. I got this tape back in the day at Eckerd's Drugs in Hialeah. Shout out to Eckerd's Drugs. They no longer in business, but it is what it is. I like the cover art that they chose for this tape single that you have here and shit. Now, Delinquent Habits, when they came out with this joint, what really set it up was the beat is dope as hell, man. The horns knock, the beat knocks, everything about this shit is dope. This is LA hip hop through and through. You know, the first iteration of this kind of rap was Kid Frost with songs like La Raza. But then you have Cypress Hill, who came out and they attacked this hip-hop thing from like a purist standpoint and didn't lean so much into the Chicano sound. Delinquent Habits is a nice marriage of what Kid Frost was doing and what Cypress Hill was doing, if you asking for your homie's humble opinion. Now, what set this off as well is the video. The video got heavy rotation. Is dope that they match the aesthetic of the song with, like, obviously, like, it looks like it's in some pueblo in Tijuana somewhere. They got the lowriders in there, they got the mariachis playing everything, and they even got a midget on the skateboard on the bar. I thought that was pretty dope. They even had a b-boy at one point breakdancing in the desert. It's fucking real dope, you know. Ives has this one line where he says, no need for the booyah. Now, he means no need for the noise, but I've always wondered if, being how they were from the West Coast, if saying booyah, if that ever translated into a potential beef with them in the Booyah tribe, because it could be easily misconstrued. But I know what he meant, and I don't think he meant it as a diss towards the Booyah tribe. Cause ain't nobody wanted beef with them Samoans back in the days, man. The Booyah tribe was nothing to play with. Now, Sendog is credited as being featured on the song. He's not really featured on the song so much as DJ OG Style was cutting up a Cypress Hill record that had Sendog on it. But Sendog was a very big part of this group's early ongoings, because he is accredited as an executive producer of the Delinquent Habits album. Now, this album, I remember picking it up off of BMG. You know, you got I got this tape cassette single first, and what sold me on getting the album was not only I was gonna get it for the free off BMG, being mad ghetto, you know how we do, especially back in the 90s, but the fact that, you know, the B-side to this is What It Be Like, and I really liked the beat to What It Be Like. I thought that was another dope beat with some dope-ass horns in there. DJ OG Style is mad underrated as a producer, and I wish he kind of would have produced for a lot more other cats within the hip-hop industry. I think his sound was very dope, very nice, you know. So they were signed to PMP Records through Sendog, I would imagine. And then PMP Records is actually a subsidiary of Loud Records. So Delinquent Habits was actually part of that Loud Records family in the 90s, which to me, Loud Records was the best label of the 90s. We could have arguments over this. Everybody always, goes with Death Row versus Bad Boy. But I think Bad Boy, although it had Biggie, of course, and Lox, very much of their catalog was more so on the R&B side. When we're talking about hip-hop records, I think the one label that could go toe-to-toe with Death Row Records from that era is definitely Loud Records. That's a whole other conversation. I thought it was funny that when I was researching this whole thing, that PMP Records actually put out Chow Down by the Waistline Connection. And Big Boy from the radio station out there in LA is accredited as being one of the performers on that. So it was just a funny parody of West Side Connection's Bow Down. Go peep that shit on YouTube. I'm gonna put a link to that on the YouTube channel because it's actually a pretty funny track and very much of the times. And I also thought it was interesting that Cypress Hill ended up having beef with West Side Connection, and what a coincidence for this to be on PNP Records, with Sendog having such a heavy involvement with them apparently at the time. But that may have been just a coincidence, because I think sometime in the early 2000s, Big Boy from that same radio station had beef with Be Real of Cypress Hill. So, I don't think the two are connected. Anyways, Tres Delinquentes actually has a sample from The Lonely Bull. That's where that sound comes from. To this day, I want to get a mariachi band for my birthday, but they have to play Tres Delinquentes. That's all I'm saying. They gotta play that shit. Otherwise, I'm not doing no mariachis for my birthday. That's it. I'm probably gonna do that this year for sure. I did give these brothers a shout out on this upcoming album I'm gonna release with Money Mowgli and DJ Excess. We got this album called Death Comes in Trees. I have one particular song where I shout these brothers out. It's a song called The Terribles. So make sure y'all go check that out when the album drops March 1st. We're gonna have an album release party / listening session at Good Tone Studios in Miami. You know what I mean? Come check us out. No cover. Enjoy the vibes. All of that. Now, Delinquent Habits with this album, I love the front cover for the album as well. So not only did this front cover for this single was dope, but the front cover art for the album was actually a reinterpretation of the movie The Warriors, which I have on vinyl, by the way, and I love that movie. So DJ OG style production, like I said, is very dope, very polished, and very much incorporates horns in there as much as possible. And I'm gonna even say, man, that this song, when you think about the biggest rap songs that have horns, everybody is automatically gonna mention Heat Rock and CL Smooth, Troy. But if we're gonna talk about top 10 hip hop songs with horns on the hook, I think this song makes the top 10. What do you think? You let me know. Thank you to everybody that listened in. This is Orion, aka Brass Ball, signing out. Another deep dive tape stash episode in the canon. Peace.